Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Dylan. Today, I am going to share with you an analogy that I got like a download of while just earlier today, kind of randomly, about how the process of manifestation really occurs. And uh, maybe a better way to say it is how to stay in that state of being, of knowing that whatever it is that you want is already yours. And I'm on a hike right now. I don't know exactly where I'm going. So if I'm looking around, that's why. But yeah, the analogy that I got a download of is comparing comparing the process of manifestation to acquiring, or I guess maybe going to a concert. So let's say, for example, a band that you love is coming into your town or a town close to you. You discover that, like, oh, hey, this band that I love is coming. I want to go see them. Then what's the first thing you do? Obviously, you look at when it's going to be, where it's going to be, etc., which is not up to you. And then you buy a ticket if you want to go to see them in concert. And so after you buy that ticket, you know, like, yep, I'm going to see this band. I'm excited to go see this band. And um yeah, I look forward to it. I'm trying to figure out where I am. I feel like I'm too close to the road. I'm just gonna turn back around. But yeah, as I was saying, you have a desire to go see a band that you love in concert, you go get a ticket to that concert, and then when the time arrives, which, as I said earlier, is not determined by you, when that time arrives, you will be at that concert and you'll be like, "Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm experiencing this experiencing this band." Um, so that's pretty much the analogy. And how do I relate this to manifestation? Well, s- I'm just gonna break it down step by step. So when you find out that a band that you want or the band that you love is coming into town or coming to a location close enough for you to see them, then that's the desire rising up within you. And I'll just compare it to the desire for wealth or the desire for a specific person in your life, SP as they call it. But let's say you have this desire, I want to make more money, or I want this specific person in my life that arises. That is the equivalent of discovering, hey, this band that I love is coming into town. Now I need to figure out how to get to the concert, which, as I said, what do you do to get to a concert? Pretty simple. You buy a ticket. And so when it comes to the desire you have for more money or the desire you have for a specific person, what does buying a ticket mean in relation to that? Well, buying a ticket is just deciding and knowing that what you desire is already done. You just decide, like, hey, I already have it. It's already mine and it's done. I'm going to make sure that it's recording real quick because it's okay. Phone is just making some vibrations and stuff. But yeah, just decide, like, hey, I know that I already have this thing. I know that I already have all the money that I want. I know that I already have this specific person in my life that I want. And then you kind of go about your day. And when you have that ticket, as I said, you know you're going to the concert. You if say the concert is 6 months from now and you buy your ticket today, you know, yes, like, I'm going to that concert. I'm excited to see the band. In a month from now, or even tomorrow, you're not gonna think, oh my God, like, how am I gonna get to this concert? Like, are they actually gonna come still? Like, I don't. I'm afraid of not seeing them um, when they come to play. Obviously, that makes no sense at all. Because if you bought your ticket, then whenever they come into town, you're gonna make it there and you're gonna watch them play. And it's the same. It is the same thing when it comes to manifestation. Buying our ticket is having the conviction and the decisive power, I guess, if you want to put it that way, within ourselves, that what I want is already mine. And I made like a whole video about this, but I'm just going to reference a scripture verse, and I'm blanking at what the actual verse itself is. I believe it's either in Matthew or Mark. I can't remember, but it says in the Bible, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and you shall have it. And as I said, I broke that down in a whole video just dedicated to that. So go watch that. But what does that mean? Very quickly, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and you shall have it. So that means have the conviction and the knowing within yourself that I already have these things that I want. I already have all the money that I need. I already have that person in my life. And then these things shall be given to you. And similarly to the concert metaphor, analogy, and when you have your ticket, you're not going to stress or worry or fear or doubt about if you're going to go see the concert or not. You bought your ticket. You had the conviction to decide to go to the concert. You bought your ticket, and therefore you secured your date with destiny, if you want to put it that way, at this concert. Similarly, when you have the resolution within yourself, within your mind, within your heart, regardless of what you see. I mean, for example, if you bought a ticket to a concert and maybe a couple days before the concert, there's like a crashes all over the street, all over your personal route to get to the concert venue, are you going to be like, oh my God, no, is this going to stop me from being able to see these people in concert? No, of course not. It doesn't matter what perceived obstacles are in the way. If you chose to go to that concert, you bought your ticket, you're going to get there. Sorry, I'm walking on snow and I don't have the most appropriate shoes for that. But similarly, in whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, we have to have the conviction and the knowing and be unmoved by our circumstances. And this is something personally in my life that I have been working on, just letting go of and coming to a deeper understanding that it doesn't matter what the world is showing me now. And why doesn't it matter? Well, I have my ticket. I know I'm going to the concert. I don't care if there's a hurricane. I don't care if there's a tornado. It's a couple weeks before the concert. Like, I know that I'm going there. And having that conviction that it doesn't matter what's going on in the three-dimensional world, in the physical world. Oh, there's a guy passing me. Hold up. Oh, yeah, as I was saying, like, it does not matter what is happening in the physical world. Because if you define your future, if you define even your present, if you define your present moment by your past circumstances, or if you define your future by your past circumstances or your present moment, then you are putting yourself into a prison and you will perpetuate these things in your life. I think I talked about that in my last video. Maybe it was 2 videos ago, about how we perpetuate these things in our life that we just don't want. And how do we get over that is stop defining ourselves by what we currently see in our life. Maybe you currently see in your bank account, you see like $100, or maybe a little more, maybe a little less, and you want like 100,000 in there. So right now, if you are like, hey, I have $100 in my bank account, oh my God, like I'm going to have $100 in there tomorrow, or maybe I'm going to have 50 bucks in there tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to have 50 bucks in there tomorrow because I got to buy food and stuff. That is projecting what you don't want, the experience that you don't want to have into your future reality. That is saying that I bought this ticket, I decided to go to this concert, but now I'm gonna go, light the ticket on fire so that so that I can't go, because that's basically what you do, what you are doing, what we are doing when we do that. Because I'm not saying to you, like I've done this plenty of times, which is why I can speak on it. But when we define our present selves, when we identify ourselves with what we have experienced in the past, then we perpetuate it into the future. And if we want to change our circumstances, our life, we want to manifest more money into our life, we want to get that specific person into our life, then we have to become someone different. That's literally what all this manifestation is about. You bought your ticket, so you're going to that concert. You're not going to be the person that's afraid of not making it to the concert. And I'm sure there's probably people out there that actually experience that literally bought a ticket to go to a physical concert, like literally, and then are afraid of, oh, what if this happens and I'm not able to go see it, or what if they cancel, or blah 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 blah, etc. But we don't want to be that person, because we get who we are. We experience who we are. Reality is a mirror. It completely mirrors everything. If you don't believe me, look back on the ways that you've thought about yourself, about money, about relationships, and see how quickly sometimes those things manifested in your life. Maybe you thought, oh, I never have enough money. All right, well, how long's that been going on for? And so we need to change who we are. And how do we do that? We change the story. We change our thoughts about our current situation, and we change the story that we tell ourselves. So if you have a ticket to a concert, you're not going to tell yourself the story. I hope you don't. That, oh, I'm not going to make it. Oh, it's impossible for me to make it. Oh, I hope that, it doesn't get canceled or whatever. No, we are going to tell ourselves the story of what we want. And so let me relate this again back into manifestation and not use the concert analogy. So I'm just going to turn around, but when you want more money in your life, you want a specific person in your life, ask yourself, who is that person experiencing that? So the version of you that has $100,000 in the bank account, like, who are you? What kind of thoughts do you have? What kind of story do you tell yourself? If you have $100,000 in your bank account, are you going to tell yourself, oh man, I never have enough. Like, oh, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Now, obviously we want to be smart. You're not going to go buy like a $20,000 car if you have $100 in your bank account. That's not what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is to change the story that you're telling yourself. When we change the story we are telling ourselves, we get that reflected in our physical world. And as I was saying a couple minutes ago, when we continue to define our physical world by our past experience, so what I mean by that is when we continue to basically select the same experiences over and over again of, I don't have enough money, of, oh, this person that I want doesn't love me, or they're not choosing me, or, oh, I'm not loved, then yeah, we're going to get that. We're going to get those things reflected in our life. And so if you want to change your life, change the reflection, change the story, we got to change the story we're telling ourselves. And let me just backtrack a little bit to fully finish my explanation of the metaphor that I gave. So as I said, you want some more money, you want a specific person in your life, and that is the desire arising. That is the desire to go see the concert arising, which is a completely natural thing. Everybody gets that. I don't have to explain that. The desire arises to go see the concert. You go buy the ticket. You lock in your spot. I know I'm going to this concert. I know that it's mine. I know that I will experience this. Basically, I know that I am experiencing it because I already secured it. It just is now it's set at a date in the future that is undetermined by me. And so I want some more money. I want a specific person in my life, or you, the just the examples I'm giving. Buy your ticket. Buy your ticket to having $100,000 in your bank account. Buy your ticket to being married to the person that you want in your life, or to attracting a best friend in your life, whatever it is. When you buy the ticket, you fully convince yourself, and just the conviction and the knowing that I have it. And again, I reference the scripture, believe that you have received it and you shall have it. Believe, know, have the conviction and the decision, the knowing that I already have it, and you shall have it. Believe you have received it and you shall have it. Similarly to the concert, you buy the ticket, you believe that you have received whatever it is you need to experience that concert. And therefore, when the time is right, it will show up, you'll experience it. And so when we believe in these things, without a shadow of a doubt, we do not define ourselves by our past. We do not even define ourselves by our present moment, because there's only now. There is no past, there is no future, there's only now. And when we define ourselves by our past, we create it in the present. When we define ourselves by maybe the limited circumstances in our present moment, we bring that into our perceived future, because we just keep telling the same story over and over. And when we do that, we are not knowing that, hey, I have this ticket to this concert. I have the ticket, the conviction, the belief, the knowing that there is $100,000 in my bank account. And according to the will of the Father, as it says in the Bible, I'm going to combine a couple different verses right now. According to the will of the Father, thy will be done on earth, on the physical world, as it is in heaven, in our minds, in our imagination, in our consciousness. And these things will materialize when the time is right. And we don't know what that is. My ways are not of your ways. The way of the Father is not of my way. The way of the personal ego mind it cannot possibly comprehend the way of the infinite consciousness that beats your heart. And that that built the fucking whole entire universe, created the whole universe. And so, take your ticket of conviction. I have $100,000 in my bank account. Anytime thoughts come up, thoughts arise, feelings arise that I don't have enough money. Oh, my money keeps going down. Like, oh, it's hard to make money. Why isn't it? And anything like that. Take your ticket, look at it. I mean, if you want, your ticket could be literally just a piece of paper that you write your desire on in the present tense. But take it, look at it, remind yourself, hey, I have this ticket. I have this conviction. I decided within myself and I saw it within my own mind. Therefore, I know that it's true, because it has, as within, so without, as above, so below, as within heaven, so on earth. And I remind myself, I have this ticket, as I was saying, of there's $100,000 in my bank account. I know that it's mine now. And I know that no matter what I see in the outside world, no matter what I see in my bank account, no matter what bills pop up, no matter what my friends, my family, if you have a partner, no matter what your partner or anyone in your life is telling you, or your own thoughts or your own feelings. You remember, I have this ticket, therefore, there's no way. I have this conviction and this knowing, therefore, there's no way that I will not experience this. There's no way that I will not have this desire fulfilled in my life. Because, as it says in the Bible, Jesus said this himself, which Jesus represents just your awareness of being, your I am consciousness. But Jesus, which I'll make another video on that, maybe that'll be my next video. But Jesus said, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? Maybe I didn't say that exactly correctly, but Jesus says that you are gods. And it says it in Psalms, one of the Psalms in the Bible as well. It says you are gods. And it's talking about us. It's talking about you. You are a God. And what is God? God is the creator of everything. And God is within us. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. Therefore, have faith. Have faith in God. One other analogy that I'll share is, and I'm sharing all these things. I've experienced every single thing I'm sharing with you guys. All the doubt, all the fear. And is it completely gone from my consciousness? Not quite, but it's getting there. And these things I'm sharing with you are what has helped me. Another metaphor, though, is like if you believe in a higher power at all, anytime you order something from, maybe if you eat fast food, I don't, but maybe if you, or even if it's at a healthy restaurant, doesn't matter, but you go to a restaurant, you go up to the counter, you place your order. What you do in your mind is you place your order with God. Hey, I want that. Hey, God, I want this. God says, okay, it's given to you now. And it will manifest itself on the screen of space, assuming that you continue to be the person who has it. But anyways, if you go up to the counter and you order whatever food that you like at whatever restaurant that you like, you get your ticket, they tell you what your number is, and then you just have to wait before until it's ready for you, until they have prepared it for you. But while you're sitting there waiting, you're like, oh my God, where's my food? I'm like, I have the, where is it? Oh no, like, I'm so sad. I don't know where my food is. Of course, like, no, you never do that. Even if it takes 20, 30 minutes, hey, yeah, maybe it's taking longer than I wanted, but I have placed my order at the restaurant. Therefore, I'm going to get it. And you just kind of sit there. Maybe you go on your phone. Maybe you talk to your family, talk to friends. Whatever it is, but you know that you're getting what you ordered exactly at the restaurant. And so I'm saying this because it is the same. It is literally the same. Okay, I don't know exactly where I'm going. Hopefully I'm going the right way. But it is literally the same. Anything, I think I'm actually not going the right way. Anyways, anything that you want in life, you place the order with God within yourself in the kingdom of heaven through your imagination, through your assumption of who you are, through your identity of who you are. And God receives it, says, yep, here's your number. Metaphorically, your number, here's your ticket. Now go live your life. And when it is ready for you, it will show up. And when I say when it's ready for you, it doesn't mean like you have to do certain things necessarily. It just depends on your level of awareness and your level of consciousness and a lot of other things that we do not know. As I said, the ways of the Father are not known to us. That just means the ways of God. And so, to conclude this video, yeah, I said a lot, but it was all very, very good stuff. Very good reminder for you guys. Very good reminder for myself that I have been really practicing over the last couple of weeks and months. And as I said, this is the last thing I want to leave you guys with, that the circumstances don't matter. The circumstances don't matter. If, you're the person that you want to be with blocked you, that's okay. Call it the perfect unfolding. Like, yep, this is. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know that I believe it. Therefore, and I believe I have received it. Therefore, it is mine, as it says in the Bible. And if you don't have the money you want in your bank account, say, okay, that's okay. I believe that I've received it. I know that I have it. Therefore, it is mine. And do not let the circumstances of your life dictate who you are. You are who you say you are. I am that I am. Another translation for that is basically what I just said. I am who I say that I am. I become who I say that I am. And so give yourself the gift of giving these desires to yourself and of fulfilling the things that you want in your life, fulfilling these things for yourself. Because as above, so below, as within, so without, and as in heaven, so on earth. So, so with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Also, I took my phone off the gimbal, so this is going to be a little bumpy, but I just thought of one last thing I want to share at the end of this video is, like, why not? What is the worst thing that can happen if you assume that you already have everything that you want? What is the worst thing that can happen if you assume you already have $100,000 in your bank account? You already have the person of your dreams. What is the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen, I'll tell you, is that you will stay in the exact same place that you are right now, but, and I know this from personal experience, but you will feel happier. You will feel better simply because of the redirection of your focus and of your attention and your awareness. So, if you're hesitant to believe in this type of stuff, like, you don't have to believe it, but why not? Like, why not treat yourself well? Excuse me, why not treat yourself well in your head and give yourself the things that you've always wanted in your imagination? As it says in the Bible, how does this quote exactly go? It says, unless you become again like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And what are little children amazing at doing? Using their imagination. So give it a try, because why not? There is no harm that can come of it.